tell me about your week. While you kill monsters, because it's pretty chill.
My week.
Yeah, last week. So you were away camping last week.
Yeah, I was away camping last weekend, but I cannot tell you very much about it on stream.
Why not?
Because it's secret.
It's a cult.
It is a bit culty. I understand this. We've had this discussion many times as like members of the Girl Guiding in Scotland.
Honestly, I have that thing. I feel that way about a lot of things, where it's like, when you join a company, they want you to be in the company's way of thinking, and it's like this. You love where you work if you love the work you're doing, right? Or if there's some element of job satisfaction, or maybe it's people, but this idea that you encourage people to love the company, don't get that. I do not really agree with that. Like when I was working at the call center, so much of the like introductory stuff, training stuff, was about the company's way of thinking, and it's like, this is all very nice, but all this stuff means absolutely nothing if it's not pleasant to do the job, or it's not doesn't feel rewarding to do the job for whatever reason. Cat now wants back in. I will get her in a second.
You go.
I'll get her.
I am also gonna sit in your seat.
You do that. Anyway, and then went to uni, right? It was much the same. You go to, like, whether it be Freshers Week or any event or anything that's put on by any groups within the uni, it's always like,
Do you want headphones?
Yes, please. Be proud of the uni. It's like, do you know what? I'm not really interested in the whole becoming part of the alumni, or I'd do it if I enjoyed the people, or again, if it felt rewarding. But as long as the course is rewarding and enjoyable, which it has been, the content of the course has been brilliant. I don't really want to wave the uni's banner. I'd rather wave the professions banner, or the area of study.
Because, like, when I did my course, and especially now, because I am so disappointed in my place of education, in how they treated and handled disabled students, that no, I don't want to shout about the fact that I went to that specific educational place. I would rather shout about the fact that I have a photography degree and I have a business degree, and I know what the fuck I'm doing. I can make very pretty pictures, and I can help you run the marketing and the organization of your business structure. Sometimes it does take me a minute to, like, understand everything, but
I just
that is the same with everything.
I just find that sort of
but yeah,
being loyal to, or having the waving the flag.
Sorry, I'm just digging all the holes this time, because I'm like, well,
an institution or a group or whatever. And I think it's different if you have genuine pride in your work. Like, I understand working, if you worked somewhere that you really loved, with people that you enjoyed working with, doing something you enjoyed, it'd be hard not to associate that. My work, I work for company.
Like,
I love working for company.
I love working for Girl Guiding. And I don't actually work for them. I volunteer for them. But in the sense that, like, I do as much as someone who is working is asked to for my units every week. Like, we had a week to ourselves. what did I spend doing?
You spent half of it doing stuff for guiding.
I spent over half of it doing stuff for guiding, or like saying, oh no, I've got to go and do this, I've got to do that.
But if you didn't enjoy it, you would.
If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. So yeah, I went camping. The camping aspect I enjoyed. The rest of it, 0 out of 10. Did not enjoy. Would not do again.
But you'd camp again.
I would camp again happily. I would pretty much always happily camp again. I was a little bit nervous about being too cold. But actually it was quite entertaining to see that I was quite warm, and literally everybody else kept being like, apart from all the Scottish people were like,
this is alright.
No, this is fine. This is like alright temperature. I was temperate. Actually quite warm. And everybody else was like, oh my god, I was freezing last night. And I was just sitting there like, I was nice and cozy. I had a hot water bottle. I have a teddy bear onesie. I love my teddy bear onesie. It's just the comfy. It is both in the shape of a teddy bear, as in it has ears. It's colored brown, and also it is the brand Teddy material. So it is my teddy bear onesie. And I love it. It's great. It's very comfy. I had that. I had my fluffy Lion King pajamas. Like I was quite happy in that, and everybody was just like, oh my god, I was so cold. I was like, I was cozy.
Anyway, this came about because I was asking you about your weekend. You can't tell me because it's like a culty thing where it was with girl guiding, but it's like a exclusive event thing.
Yeah, so saying it's a culty thing is a bit like,
it's harsh.
It's harsh.
It's that sort of. To me, it's that a little bit of that sort of attitude or that sort of vibe.
Yeah,
and I get that
to a degree. Yes.
And I get that with a lot of stuff. I mean, I think it's more in my brain at the moment because I've started playing Hard Space Shipbreaker, which is a great game. Do you know how I think it might have been last stream we were talking about, or maybe it was just when we were sitting chatting, adapting stuff into movies, and it's sort of it has. Whenever it happens, or sort of even a live action movie, it's already been an animated film. It's presented like, oh, when something gets a live action adaptation, that it's elevating the story, or it's like, oh, this is a superior form of telling a story, which isn't always the case. Like, especially when it's video game adaptations, where so much of the investment,
I lost a heart there,
comes through the gameplay. And that's why, with The Last of Us, one of the reasons the show was, I mean, I don't think the show was amazing. It was
I
good.
thought the show was amazing.
It was good, but the reason I thought it was good and it worked well was because it adapted its focus. The game is a heck of a lot more of a tense sort of environment.
The game is also like it's
more focused
differently.
On it's a different
medium.
Yeah, but it's good at different things, and they adapted the story to be less from Joel's perspective and more from Ellie's perspective, which works well, especially since they're going to go into doing part 2, which is all from Ellie's perspective anyway.
Well, I don't know. I feel like they're going to mix it up a little bit.
Maybe they will, and if they do, I'm fine with that because it's a different format. And like so much of and that's why I think Joel is the weakest character in the TV show. Is that in the games you spend time with him, through the gameplay, you care about him because you are him for part of it. You learn so much about him through his discussions with Ellie, from the things you choose to interact with in the environment, from movie posters to whatever, and that,
which I didn't know about until afterwards.
So, it's. Joel sucked a bit for me in the show, but I was fine with that because everything else was good.
I think that they might keep Joel around a bit longer because everybody loves Pedro Pascal.
Maybe.
I love Pedro Pascal. He's fantastic.
I think that's a good example of an adaptation. But what I was gonna say was the reason I brought it up was I've been playing Shipbreaker, right? And the entirety of the story is through reading emails and through listening to voice memos that you pick up from ships. And they'll just be random things about the sort of universe and times that you're living in. And the stuff you get on your like your comms talking to other people is more to do with the direct story. So I've only completed chapter 1, and there isn't a whole lot of story in chapter 1. But it's got such a great style. So I've not even said what the game's about. It's been out for ages now anyway.
Who's out the door?
No, I accidentally kicked the back of kicked the wall. So you're a salvager in a spaceship yard?
I didn't raise my sword.
What level are you on now?
15 or 16?
There you go. Is it about 20 we start using potions? Or
No, usually it's about 10.
Alright, well we obviously don't need them. But Shipbreaker, right, so you sign up to be a shipbreaker to make some money. You live on Earth, which in 300 years after colonization of the galaxy and beyond is now a backwater planet. It's sort of in the share. It's basically
Not that it's not already in the shitter,
well,
but
yeah,
hey-ho.
it's kept going that way, and it's basically a bit of a slum planet.
Okay.
But you want to provide for your family, so you become a shipbreaker. It's got a lot of danger pay. Pretty decent. However, when you sign up to be a shipbreaker, like it's the game opens like Blade Runner. You know, do you remember the start of Blade Runner?
Not really.
It just starts with text in the top left corner of Blade Runner, but with Shipbreaker's bottom left. Ooh.
Has to be different.
But it's like tells you the in like 5 lines, the very basics what you need to know. This is the future. This company owns so much of the current tech. Shipbreaker, this is what a shipbreaker is, and then all the text fades away apart from shipbreaker, which is highlighted. Like with Blade Runner, all the text fades away apart from the term Blade Runner. It's like, whoa. Anyway, and so when you start, you get an email and you're reading through it. You have to read through the contract to become a shipbreaker, and like the disclosures at the end, it's like I agree that I will not partake or attempt to form any unions for the Workers' Guild, and like the last thing is I agree that in the next general election I will vote for, and then you sign it with your thumbprint, and it's like all that, and there's so much that's really good about creating this sort of oppressive capitalist future society, which is great. And then when you go, instead of getting you into space properly, it's cheaper to take ownership of your genetic material, kill you and clone you up there. So that's what they do. They destroy you. They destroy your original body and get you up there. And when you die on the job, it's cheaper to clone you and keep you than hire and train someone new. So you get spares if you die. It's like you get achievements, which you get stickers to stick on your gun, which are like, oh, die in the furnace 5 times and stuff. It's really good, and there's a lot, and all that sort of world building stuff is brilliant. But I think, but it's not the core of the game. The core of the game is the shipbuilding. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who will play it, not read the emails because they're fucking emails.
Or they are massively dyslexic.
Or they'll skip through it because all of that stuff is text-based apart from the radio chatter you get from your friends. Even then, you're focused on being efficient in taking apart the ship for the high score. So you maybe miss stuff. And I think Shipbreaker might be a game that I think could be a really good movie adaptation. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm not that far into the story. I want to see the story through, but I feel like you could definitely do a reasonable budget sci-fi film on Shipbreaker. All the style and the sort of design work is already there and been done. You stretching out?
Yep. My leg is cramped.
Um,
But it's cramped underneath. It's really sore.
you're a bit broken at the moment.
Oh, man. Right, so what I can tell you is... what I can tell you about my weekend was that it was at... Can I say where it was?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, it was at Bonnelly Scout Centre in Edinburgh. And we were on the far field. And there were lots of Scottish and Welsh. Well, there wasn't a lot of Scottish and Welsh people. There was
a couple of Scottish and
There
Welsh.
was a couple of Scottish people and a couple of Welsh people. And everybody else was English. My friend who's Irish came for a little bit. But she didn't hang around because she's very high up. So she came to show that she had been there.
Mm-hmm.
Take some photos, participate in some activities, and then she left. But she did give me the biggest hug before she left, which was much appreciated because I was having a bit of a crappy day by that point. So we were staying on like the far campsite, and well, it's Scotland and it was muddy, but it was more than just muddy. It was like slidey mud where if you weren't careful you fell on your arse. Luckily I did not fall on my arse. I did, however, nearly fall down carrying all my camping equipment twice and stretch my leg out too far. I really enjoy camping, actually. It was just I did not enjoy
waking up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, and other stuff that we did, which I unfortunately cannot tell you on stream. I can tell you outside of stream, I just cannot tell you on stream because what if a guiding member hears? Like, we literally get told we're not allowed to tell anyone what we've done. Which, yes, sounds quite culty, and I do understand that, but I may or may not have forgotten what my talking point was.
It was going off the fact that you've got sort of like...
Oh, yeah. But my back had been really sore for all of last week, and unexpectedly...
Sleeping on the ground
fixed it. But yeah, because we were on the far campsite, my legs are very sore from doing a lot of walking to and from the campsite and other stuff that we were doing, basically. Which was meh. I was gonna say meh.
While you were doing that, I had a very fun time sitting in my cozy little chair, playing Shipbreaker, cutting up ships for money.
Yeah, Do you know what? I would recommend it to some people who are in guiding because I think it would be a really good and fun experience for them. However, for somebody like myself, I would probably tell them to go the fuck away from it and never ever go anywhere near it. But that's my personal opinion. I met some really nice people. I had a nice wee adventure. We went and saw the Edinburgh Lights at fucking 11 o'clock at night.
The Lights of Edinburgh. Edinburgh Lights makes it sound like it's like an event.
Oh, right. No. Just...
like when you turn on the Christmas lights.
Okay, no. I mean like...
the horizon.
The horizon of Edinburgh
with
at 11 o'clock at night, which was very pretty. Which was very entertaining because we got lost in a forest. And
died. This is a ghost. This is Ghost Beth.
Ghost Beth.
Spooky wookie. It's spooky season.
Also, yes, happy spooky season. Happy October.
You're wearing orange?
I am wearing orange. That was unintentional.
I don't think I've ever owned anything orange.
I think he owns orange stuff now.
I don't own any orange clothes.
Do you not?
No. I don't think I've ever owned any orange clothes.
I own orange.
I'll have to ask my mother. She will, because I'm sure maybe...
You didn't like orange though, if I remember right.
I've gone through phases of my life not liking certain colours. For a longest time I didn't like green. And then
you didn't like red.
And then for a good while I didn't like red. But those were really the only two. But they were extended periods of time where I was like, green clothes, red clothes, now I'm sort of in my phase where I'm only wearing white t-shirts.
You look good in white t-shirts, though.
Thank you. How did we get on? Oh, right. I never finished my thing about shipbreak.